Good morning, Granny Crew. All right, today's leadership lesson. This is a lesson that surpasses leadership. This is a lesson that everybody, regardless of whether or not they're a leader or not, should be implementing, and it has to do with confrontation. So in our club, we use biblical conflict resolution, which is a set way of addressing any kind of conflict between two parties, and it gives a process. It does not, however, explain or teach specifically how you make that initial confrontation. So in our conflict resolution, the first step is you go to the person directly and have a conversation with them directly. Okay, so what does that conversation look like? Well, today's leadership lesson talks specifically about that. So confrontation, and Maxwell gives 10 steps. I'm gonna go through the 10 steps, but I'm also gonna say before I do that, one of the things that I was always taught, and I have taught others that I supervise, is that you do it with the compliment sandwich, is what we call it. It's pretty much what Maxwell has here too, but you start off with a positive, go through the issue, end with a positive. So a compliment sandwich. All right, so here's the steps. First step in confrontation: address it immediately and in person. So that's what we have in our conflict resolution. That's biblical. We're a no drama club. We don't resolve conflicts on Facebook. We try not to even do it on the phone unless we have to. If you can do it in person, that is the best way to do it. Secondly, when you go into the confrontation, you need to have the right spirit. So if you're going into a confrontation looking to win some kind of fight, that is not the right spirit. You need to go into any kind of confrontation with the spirit of winning your brother. That's part of our conflict resolution setup, is that you want to go into this initial conversation by winning your brother back without it going anywhere else. So, right spirit. Third step, start on a positive. So you always want to start on a positive note. Explain something good that they do, whatever. Number 4, outline the problem. So when we're talking about outlining the problem, we're not talking about you statements. You did this, you did that, you did this. You're outlining what the actual issue is with what they did, or what the confrontation is about. So why is it a problem? What are the issues? What are the problems that come out of the behavior? Encourage a response. After you've outlined a problem, you need to make sure that you're allowing them to give their side of the story. You need to encourage some kind of response. When you have a confrontation that's a one-sided confrontation, it's not going to solve anything. Show that you understand their position. So after you've encouraged a response, you want them to understand that you understand where they're coming from. Even if where they're coming from is wrong, that is not what this means. It means that you understand why they think the way they think, or you understand their perspective. Then the next step is you explain why it is damaging. So even if they're coming, you're understanding where they're coming from, but then you explain why that is not helpful in whatever the situation is. Tell them what it is you need them to be doing. So tell them the desired action. So if they're doing something that's causing conflict or whatever, you need to understand where they're coming from. Then you need to tell them why it's damaging, and then you need to tell them what they need to do instead. So instead of this, do this. end on a positive. There's that positive sandwich I was talking about, the compliment sandwich. So you start on a positive and you end on a positive. And finally, the most important part of confrontation, this is the part that I think almost all of us struggle with, is once the confrontation is done, once you've gone through this process, you need to put it in the past. It has to be behind you and you're moving forward, because you can't change what happened in the past. So there you go, guys. Today's lesson on confrontation. Hope you all have a wonderful day. It's a little colder today. It was 50 degrees yesterday and 14 this morning. Welcome to Wisconsin.